Okay, so today we're going to be working on the Vampire Hunter homework in my bid to make the homework more interesting. So let's take a look and see what we're going to do. So we have stage one, which is the basic fray, introducing the random module. So we're going to be using random.randint within a fixed for loop. So we're protecting a group of villagers from a swarm of minor ghouls. You need to swing your holy sword exactly 10 times to clear the area. However, your strength varies with each string. So the first thing we do is import the random module. And I'm not going to be doing the task. I'm going to be doing the example task, which is the hint, which is similar to what we're going to be doing, or the task, but it's not the exact same. So let's take a look here. So we're going to have import random, and what we're going to do is we're going to have something else, let's say or yield, which is how many resources you get. So we're going to put here random.ran int 1 to 11. There we go. And this will generate a number between 1 and 10. If I wanted 1 and 11, it'd be 1 to 12. So whatever the number you want is, make sure you plus 1, and that will work. Okay, good. So now we need to use this to be able to work out how much ore we're going to be getting with each swing. And we know that we want to hit the ore 10 times. So we're going to say for hit in range 10, we're going to say print or yields like so. Okay, let's press play and see what happens here. This should be it. So all we've done here basically is we've assigned or yield with a random integer like so. And then we've basically said for each hit or for each hit of the OR, which is in the range of 10, so we're doing this 10 times, we're going to print off the OR yield. There is one way we can make it better by putting this inside of here. And now this is also going to be random, so now each attack or each hit is going to be a different number. There we go. Perfect. Much better. Oh, actually, I was wrong. This should be 10. There we go. Perfect. Very good. So yeah, you can see how that works. Now you got to do the same thing, but instead of or yield, you'll do ghoul damage, and you'll do a random integer between 1 and 5, and you'll also do a loop for 10 times. So pretty similar, but not the exact same. So hopefully that should help you. Good. The next stage is the unpredictable stand. So we're going to be integrating random with while. So let's make a variable. So we're going to have something like a rock durability, which is the rock strength, is equal to 15. Now here we're going to put while rock durability is greater than 0, we're going to say calculate random damage durability. And here we can put something like rock damage is going to be equal to random.ran int 1 to 3. Is that right? Why is it to say because we haven't imported random? Okay, import random again, like so. Good. Perfect. Now we have rock damage, like so. Great. And what we should be doing now is we are going to be updating the stability by subtracting dual power. Okay, so let's take a look at what this means. So for our task, what we have to do, and the reason why it's a little bit confusing if you're following along is because I don't want to give you the answers. So I'm converting this into a different activity. So the task asks you to make a variable called werewolf HP, which is right here. Then a while loop that runs as long as the HP or the durability is greater than 0. Inside the loop, generate a random number between 1 and 4, so we'll change that to 4. Good. And subtract this random damage from the werewolf HP. So we'll say rock durability is going to be minus equals rock damage, like so. Good. And after this, we're going to print the attack and the remaining health of the werewolf. So we'll say here, print F, you attack the rock for rock damage. The rock durability is rock durability. There we go. Perfect. And we'll add this there. That should be perfect. So now, if we press play, you should see that this works as intended. Very good. Perfect. Great. So with this, you should be able to do the second task. Stage 3. What we're going to do now is use dictionaries, convert them to a list, and use random.choice on that list to retrieve a variable value inside the while loop with a break. Okay, very complicated. Well, it sounds very complicated. So there's a big list of requirements here. So let's have something here. Let's use dragon HP. There we go. And this is going to be equals 12. And what we're going to have is we're going to have a dictionary called weapons. And inside weapons, we're going to define a few weapons. Let's do the sword. Let's do 10. Let's do 1 damage. We'll do axe. Let's do 1 damage. And we'll do spear. This could be maybe 3 damage. Perfect. Okay, good. Really good. And now we're going to convert this dictionary into a list because we want to randomly pick a key from this weapons list so that we can access the integer. As you know, we access the integer by doing weapons. Inside here, we'll type it sword. This will print out 1, as you can see. But how do we do this randomly? Because it should be random, right? Well, we convert it to a list first. You say weapons key is going to be equal to list weapons dot keys. And so before we use dot keys, why? Because if we print weapons dot keys, we'll understand what that is. Sword, axe, and spear, like so. So it turns this into a list, sword, axe, and spear. Very good. Now, if we print weapon keys, let's take a look here. Print weapons keys. There we go. Sword, axe, spear again. Perfect. Very good. So what do we need to do now? Well, we need to go forward and use random.choice to pick a random key from our list. Okay, so we're going to say random weapon or random key is going to be equal to weapons or random.choice weapons keys. There we go. Now if we print a random key now, every time we play, it'll be a different weapon, as you can see. There we go. Sometimes it'll be the same thing 2 times in a row, but yeah, that doesn't usually happen. Okay. Yeah, you can see it's completely random. Great. Okay, so now we know that we can use random key to basically get a random weapon, right? Because we've converted this to a list. Then we converted sword, axe, and spear to a list. And then we're now saying get a random choice of the weapon keys, which is going to be sword, axe, and spear. And with this random key, we can now access the values 1, 1, or 3. Well, how do we do that? We can do weapons, like so. Inside this, we could just do, let's do random key. We'll print this off. There we go. That should be 1. Do it again. 3. Do it again. 1 or 3 again. Okay, so these correspond, and actually let's change it so it's 1, 2, 3. So you can see these correspond with a certain type of weapon. That's sword, that's spear, that's spear, that's sword, that's spear. Where's axe? There is no axe. Is it not going to come out? Okay, maybe it won't come out. Maybe it doesn't want to come out. Okay, there we go. We have axe. Wonderful. Okay, good. Perfect. So this is what we can use to access a random value. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to write a while loop. So we'll say while true. We're going to say inside the loop we should use random choice on one of the list keys to select a random weapon. So we're going to use this right here. Okay, random P. There we go. Perfect. This does it randomly each time. And then we're going to use a selected weapon name as a key to look up its damage, which we talked about before, and subtract the damage from the vampire HP. Okay, so we can say something like this. Okay, so we'll say, let's do it here. So say print, you picked up the random key. Random key. This tells us what weapon we picked up. You don't need to do this. I'm doing this just so it's easy for you. Okay, good. We'll say print, you attack the vampire, And then we're going to say print f string, the vampire's HP. Actually, rather than do that, we're going to do it here. So we'll say it's not even a vampire; it's a dragon, right? The vampire is the what's in the worksheet. It will be dragon. The dragon's HP. HP is da, 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 there we go. So here we're going to write the logic. So we're going to say something like dragon HP is minus equals. What's it going to be minus equals for? So it's going to be minus equals. Was a dictionary weapons, and we're going to use random key like we did before. Random key, and this will get a value for us, right? So we say the dragon's HP is now dragon HP. And why is this not working? This is the reason why. Okay, there we go. We'll press play. Let's see what happens. You can see it's just going on forever and ever and ever. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, so we need a break, right? We're going to say something like if dragon HP less than or equals to 0, then break. And this will stop the loop. There we go. You can see that, yeah, we pick up the sword, you attack the dragon's HP is now 11. We do the same thing again, it's now 10, now it's 7, now it's 4, now it's 3, now it's 0. So you can see that these weapons are changing how much damage we do to the dragon, right? We can even put it right here. You say you attack the dragon for what's inside, for, and then this will actually print everything off for you. Good. Really good. And let's add some formatting so it's nice and tidy. There we go. Okay, good. Perfect. So now it should be much tidier. Okay, you picked the drag. Oh, why is that in there? We don't need this. Rid of that. Okay. Let's try that again. This should maybe be here. Right there. Okay. There we go. You can see this much more clear, right? So we go from 12 to 11 to 10 to 9 to 6 to 5 to 2 to 0. Great. Perfect. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you can do this, you'll be able to do the homework. And I know that was a long video, 12 minutes, but yeah, if you can understand all of this, and I'm sure you can, then it should be pretty easy for you to complete the homework. So I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Goodbye.